Recording. Alright, let's do it. Whenever you're ready.
I was born ready, my man. So basically, I guess respectfully, maybe we should feel obligated to talk about this. I mean, it has to do with a liveabord, which liveabord is what? Basically,
Basically where a dive crew lives on a boat for an extended amount of time, and you just go diving, and it has different destinations and whatnot.
basically just anchored up
Yeah, so
outside a diving spot, right?
basically, yeah.
With a bunch of professional divers. In this case, this liveaboard was called the Conception. It was out of
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, Santa Cruz. And we're a little late. It's September 2nd, 2019. So somewhere around 3:15 a.m. The crew members aboard the Conception, which was a 75-foot wood hull vessel. They woke up to a loud noise and saw massive flames in the boat's galley. I don't know what I would do. What?
That's crazy. I mean, I've lived on a ship before, and I mean, we had fires and stuff, but I mean, on a much smaller scale. It wasn't. I can't imagine being on that small of a boat. Not that that's small, but being on a boat with that many people and waking up to a fire like that. I mean, you got to be ready to go, and man.
I remember hearing the news, hearing it, instantly thinking, what? Like, I would save, me personally, I know I would try to save as many people as I can. I was kind of pissed at the time. I think I was working at the dive station at the time. We were all working at the dive station at the time.
That's kind of how I heard about it. You guys were talking about it.
And my instant reaction was, as a dive professional, meaning basically dive master and above,
right?
It's your responsibility. Those divers that are diving with you, they're basically
they're the passengers. I mean, you're the crew members of the boat. Like, you're in charge.
Right. You're an arm of the captain.
And exactly, there's 6 crew members, and 5 of which escaped without injuries, but all 33 of the crew ended up dying aboard, which
blows my mind.
We don't know the circumstances exactly, but I mean, if we're speculating, it just seems kind of off. Why would that?
Yeah, it did say the only escape routes were through 2 small exits that opened into the part of the boat that was already engulfed in flames. First of all, I mean, I can keep reading this, but who's giving this information? Obviously the survivors, but
right.
It's pretty.
I mean, they did an investigation, I guess, but
you said 5 crew members escaped, 33 passengers, and 1 crew member sleeping below the deck died in the fire. I mean, that is a shitty way to go.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine. That being so recent, I mean, those families, and this must have been a pretty rough time for them. I mean, to be diving and having fun, and then that happens. That's so tragic, man. Like, that's...
Yeah. I mean, a little over a year ago. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you think of scuba diving, there's so many different aspects of scuba diving. You have your one dive and done, and then you have these things where you can go and live on a boat for a week or 2.
Exactly.
Have fun, they feed you.
Yeah, it's all inclusive kind of thing, like a little cruise, but it's just for diving,
Yeah, the last thing you expect is a fire on the boat.
Right.
And
I mean, was no one monitoring the ship? Like, was just everyone sleeping? That seems a little odd for for a ship to me, but I mean, I'm comparing it more to like the Navy, the military style kind of stuff going on. But man, you just hate to see those kind of incidents happen in diving and that many people. I mean, it says
It's just 70.
it says it's the worst maritime disaster in California since 1865.
It's basically history.
Right.
In history.
It's in the history. It has to be in the history books because I mean that's just 34 people dying.
Yeah.
In one night. I mean on the same boat. It's crazy.
So what was cool was so September 2nd of this year, they had a memorial, and what they did was they had chimes. It says basically the chimes pierced the air 34 times, once for each of the victims who died a year ago when the Conception, which is the dive boat, burned and sank off Santa Cruz Island. So I guess it's out of Santa Cruz.
Is okay, that's where it was ported at.
Right.
Wow. That is, man. That's tragic, but
I don't know. I think for us it's different. Thinking wise, you're normal, just civilian. Most people are gonna want to just help themselves. It's just
right.
Natural. It's that fight or flight.
Exactly, yeah.
So I'm sure they weren't all adults. I mean, I can look it up here. I don't know their ages, but
right. I mean, unless they were just trapped underneath with that one crew member, or that one crew member was attempting to let them out. I mean, I'm sure their sleeping quarters were a little different.
Would you ever want to do a liveaboard?
Yeah, see, I actually thought about it. I actually was looking into, at one point, I was looking into working on one and getting the experience that way as an instructor. And then also as a first mate or something, a deckhand or something on the boat.
In Florida?
Well, I wanted to travel. I wanted to go like international or
Asia
something.
or something.
They have some really big ones that are like yachts that you work on, and I mean, it does. You work every day, but I mean, you're working for a set amount of time, and you have whatever time off you want. Afterwards.
Right.
So I mean,